Mark, it's an absolute pleasure to talk to you. This movie meant so much to me. I was bullied very heavily in high school. I got beat up a lot. I was moved to different schools. It was a really tough thing. But as you watch the film, you understand this idea that understanding starts at home. And I was curious for you, from your perspective, like going back to your high school years, what perspective making this film gave you about your own perspective in your own life?
Oh, I came from a place where people were judged and about everything and anything. So, it wasn't until I got to see outside of that environment that there was still people who kind of did their own thing and could be free from judgment. But, certainly being a parent now and having four kids and really understand now with teenagers and all the things that I'm trying to protect them from, but I also still want to make sure that they are seen and heard and that they have complete and unconditional support and love for me.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you that because as a parent, I mean, I know you have young kids, so I'm wondering what do you have those conversations with them about bullying and kind of what that's like as a father, and just kind of like giving them that courage and that help, because my parents were so great about that, but it's still going to school. It was really hard. I mean, you don't have your parents with you when you're in school, so I'm wondering what conversations you have with them about that.
Well, I just try to get them to be open and communicate with me. I want them to really kind of talk to me about what they're going through, what's happening. With all the pros of being, in my position, there's also a lot of cons for them. I
Mm.
notice them not wanting me to show up at their games and doing stuff like that, which I automatically take personally right away because I just want to be there to support them. But then I realize, oh my gosh, they want to kind of be their own person, have their own identity and things like that. But again, making this movie, we really wanted to touch people who wouldn't necessarily think about these sort of things if they weren't directly affected by something like this, and to make
Yeah.
them be more understanding and more compassionate, because there's so much divide now, and what we really need is love and bringing people together, and so the most important thing, especially with children, is supporting them unconditionally.
Yeah, and it's interesting. My wife and I were having this conversation the other day. I mean, like as you get older, it's amazing what you can learn from kids. Like kids teach you so much, and in this film, like as your son kind of visits you during the walk, like it's interesting because he's 15. I think your character's 45, and,
Yeah.
there's a point where he's teaching you things. So I wondered, like in your own perspective, like what do you learn from children? Like I mean, as we're adults, it's so interesting. We learn from kids.
Yeah, even though I've sheltered my kids quite a bit, they're much better at articulating what's going on or their feelings. Especially
Mm.
my oldest daughter, she puts me in my place all the time and making me open my eyes to things that I might not have, But that's the funny thing about life, right? Because you're trying to protect them and teach them all the things that your parents tried to tell you, and
Yeah.
you wish you could always go back and do it over. You can't. All you can continue to do is kind of try to move forward and be better and grow. But yeah, we really want to open a lot of people's hearts and minds and convincing them to go and see this movie.
That's exactly
Because if it's not
yeah.
something that you've dealt with directly, then you don't really have the kind of understanding for it. And we really need to open people's eyes.
And last thing for you, that side by side you put on your Instagram of your weight gain of 3 weeks blew my mind. And I saw you on Fallon talking about how it wasn't that much fun to do, but how did you actually gain that much weight in 3 weeks? Like that looked, I mean, how is that even possible?
Consuming a lot of calories, a lot of calories. I mean, I would start with a dozen eggs, 10 pieces of bacon, pancakes, then go to the gym and have two shakes after with a whole chicken, a pound of flesh for the second lunch and dinner. I mean, I'm just getting nauseous thinking about it. It was not fun. So it went from 7,000 calories to 11,000 calories. And, it's such a physical and mental thing. I mean, for to lose weight, you could just say, okay, I just kind of not eat so much and exercise more. I could do that. I could get into that headspace. But stuffing your face when you're already hungry was just such an unpleasant experience.
Well, I want to say congratulations to you. I thought you were brilliant in this film. This film meant so much to me, and it's going to mean so much to a lot of people. I really appreciate the projects you've chosen in your career. You're a phenomenal actor, and I'm looking forward to speaking to you again in person. And thank you for your
Yeah,
time
I
today.
miss you
It means
guys.
a
I
lot.
miss you, man. It's been too long. I mean, people are so cooped up. I mean, you think about how COVID affected my kids. I mean, my son yesterday was crying. He just wanted to go out and just see his friends, and it's like, and I'm like, I
Yeah,
get it. You got to go. And Mara's like, there's a new strain and all this stuff, and people are sick. So it's tough.
yeah, it is tough.
I
Well,
look forward to seeing you.
congratulations. Yeah,
Thanks,
good
man.
looking forward to seeing you too. Stay safe, Mark.
Yeah, likewise, man.
See you, buddy.